Good morning, dudes. How is it going? Today we're taking a look at the game between Speed Gaming Nantong and Hyperglory Team. These are some interesting names, to say the least. But hey, this is again for the Dota 2 Asia Championship 2015. We're gonna be doing that exclusively, I think, because I feel it's interesting to take a look at the Asian scene. And I don't know about you guys, but I try to watch competitive Dota, but it's never live when I'm like, ready to watch it. So I thought this would be interesting. I don't know if it actually is though. Oh well, viewer numbers are fine, so I'm guessing there are enough people to enjoy this, right? So, guess that's really about it, and we're just gonna get into the game. You can see the picking screen. I don't know enough about picking to really talk about it. It's very complicated. I would guess that Hyperglory team is gonna take a mid hero right here, or nah, this seems like a mid. Like they got Lion who could take mid, and then Tiny IO with a tri lane, or they could send Tiny IO into the mid and then have Lion with another hero. But that just ends up being a really weak lane. I think they're just gonna tri lane the Tiny, if I'm completely honest. I'm actually kind of surprised. Is Timbersaw banned? No, he isn't. It's a bit weird to see the Queen of Pain come out from Speed Gaming instead of the Timbersaw, because Hyperglory team already got 3 strength heroes. IO is a strength hero. Everybody forgets about that, but he is a strength hero. So taking him down would be pretty, pretty good. I don't know. Queen of Pain is fine. Queen of Pain deals a lot of damage. So, we're gonna have a Lycan, Axe, Lich, Darkseer, and Queen of Pain coming out for Speed Gaming Nantong. And IO, Tiny, Titan, the Lion, and Storm Spirit for Hyperglory team. So, yes, as it turned out, they picked up mid hero with the Storm Spirit. So, we're probably gonna have like some very obvious matchups here, like Quap against the Storm, Darkseer, offlane, Axe, Jungle, Lycan with the Lich, something like that. And then on the other side, like Titans offlane, Storm Spirit mid, and the rest of the bunch. They either go... Actually, Titan could also be safe lane. It really depends on what they want to do. It's just that Tiny struggles a bit going up against the Darkseer, but he's got 2 ranged supports, so I think he should be fine. It's still annoying though, right? You gotta keep that in mind. Darkseer's Iron Shell is so annoying to go up against if you're a melee hero that doesn't have a good way of taking down these creeps early on. And Tiny is one of those heroes, so that's a bit of a problem. Anyway, okay then, well that's great. Let's go ahead and skip straight through that. I kind of like my replays. I think replays are fun. Who needs live? I don't need live. In live, we would have to wait for the pause then. I just click a button 2 times and then we are done with the pause. So yeah, it seems they're just going to be going into the bottom lane. And they need Darkseer off lane with the Quap mid. Lich gonna deny something in the mid. Axe top and then Lycan in the jungle. I guess that works. Whatever the hell they want to do. That's actually pretty interesting. I want to take a look at how the Lycan does the jungling, because I've been trying that and I'm very bad at it. Now, something I'm not too happy about right here is that Melody Lovers straight up skilled his Iron Shell. I feel... Wait, did he? No, wait, this is a replay bug, I think.
30 seconds to showtime.
He didn't skill anything yet, as you can see. But the Iron Shell is on him. That's a little weird. That's a replay bug. Please disregard that. I think he's gonna have the Iron Shell on him until he actually casts it on himself or something like that. It's a bit weird. Please disregard that. I got confused by it too. Do we have any other replay bugs? Just making sure that we don't confuse anything here. I don't think so, no. Oh, got a bit of something up at the top, but no. So we're gonna get the bounty for the die at the top, and we're gonna get a bounty for the Radiant at the bottom. Nothing too interesting going on. The lanes are as expected, except that the Axe is actually going into the off lane. Well, into the Radiant off lane, I guess. Into the top lane. Let's just call it that. Off lane is subjective. Off lane depends on your point of view. And it actually appears that we got Lycan. Wait, no. Lycan is jungling. Right? Okay. I'm sorry. I'm a little confused by these lanes. But no. Queen of Pain in the mid. Lich is currently just chilling in the mid. I don't know what he's up to. He's blocking the camp. Making sure that the Queen of Pain gets some money. I'm guessing he just supports her. Because frankly, the Axe doesn't need him up top. So that should be fine. Meantime, Darkseer is just chilling at the bottom. And as you can see, he's already applying a lot of pressure with the Iron Shell. Actually appears that CSMJ on that Storm Spirit is not taking the mid. Instead, we're gonna have the Tiny with the IO. And I gotta admit, I like that a little more. Because CSMJ has a ranged hero, right? And range is always better than melee if it comes to playing against the Darkseer because of this little thing right here. You see that? You see that? That is the worst. This right here. Nobody wants to go up against that. So, yeah. I think this is actually the right choice. I didn't mention it earlier, mostly because I didn't think of it at the time. Not even gonna pretend I did, but no, this is definitely the right play to make. And these kind of like lane decisions really matter a lot. They do. Tiny IO in the mid lane is incredible. Of course, I think everybody's aware of that. Tiny is very good at just sitting in a lane and lasting because of his incredible base damage. One of the highest in the game. I think the second highest or something like that. Yeah, but he's very good at just sitting there, last hitting. He's got some spammable abilities that deal a lot of damage. The only issue is he needs some mana for it. But the thing you gotta keep in mind about Tiny is Tiny doesn't actually need a ton of mana, right? He needs mana, and he needs more mana than he frankly has, but he doesn't need a lot of it. He needs 240 mana, that's it. He doesn't need any more than that. 240 is not that much, it's just not. So something like an IO with a bottle is gonna regen him up basically instantly. And it's gonna toss the Queen of Pain into the air. Almost getting the kill right here. We got a haste coming out on the... Wait, no, where's the haste? At the bottom. Oh, Darkseer grabbed that one. Bounty, just regular bounty on the IO then. But yeah, so this is just really powerful. Tiny's gonna get a lot of money. He's gonna do really well right here. He's gonna get healed constantly. And IO can't secure runes for him. And it's just fantastic, right? Everybody knows this lane, and it's always a struggle. It's always a struggle. They might actually go in right here. No, doesn't get the toss. Was looking for it, and he's dropping a little bit. But you know, IO is still here, and he's still got regen, so he's not worried about anything really. So Lycan in the jungle already falling back. So this is something that I've always wondered about, because whenever I play Lycan in the jungle, I just end up not having enough regen, no matter what I do, and I always have to, you know, either buy some more or just get out. And it seems that's not just my fault, that's actually how you play the hero in the jungle. Fantastic. You know, that's very reassuring. Meantime, Darkseer seems to have lost the Iron Shell bug, which I'm very happy about. Gotta get stunned up right here. I don't see them going for him though, it's just too risky. Yeah, he is an offlane hero, but Darkseer actually has one of the highest base armors in the game. He's currently sitting at 7 armor at level 3, with no stats increases at all. 7 armor. That is insane. That is easily the highest in the game. Storm Spirit has a high base armor, but he's sitting at 5. We've got Lion with 1. Tiny obviously at 0. Actually, he's got 1 now because of some dad's purchases. 2 right here, 1. You see, like, none of these heroes really compare to that. 7 armor is so much, and that is actually one of the reasons why this hero can offlane so well, because it's just so difficult to get a kill on him. So tanky. And now this is something he can't go up against though, like that's just too much. I was gonna grab the regen right here, which is probably the best rune he can get. And yeah, I'm guessing that's just gonna spell the end of that. Both teams are taking this slow, and they are perfectly content with farming up. And I'm not even surprised by that, right? Like, if you take a look at these teams, it's pretty obvious that both sides, they just kind of want to make sure that they got some items, got some levels before they want to fight. Right, Queen of Pain, she's maybe, I don't know what she's gonna go for. Like, I'm guessing this Null Talisman is just casual, probably not gonna end up being a Dagon. But, you know, like, Queen of Pain, she wants to... Oh, Tiny is dropping. But it's Tiny. It's gonna be fine, and that's actually gonna be a first blood in favor of HGT right here. Yup, the toss. Actually, the spirits finish off the Queen of Pain. That was a very greedy play, and I don't really know what that was all about. Oh, a bit weird. And Tiny is actually not done yet. He's got another toss, and that's gonna be a double kill coming out for HGT in the mid lane, and they're gonna take that. That is really big for them. So, again, right, like, I feel like both teams are just looking to get some core items going. With Queen of Pain, she wants that Orchid, or maybe Aghanims. I don't know what she's going for, BKB. But she wants something, right, probably level 11 on top of that. Lycan, he wants his Necro Books and Lifesteal and stuff like that. We got Axe, he wants the Blink Dagger. On the other side, yeah, you know, Tidehunter also wants his Blink Dagger. Storm Spirit, he wants his Orchid. and tiny Aghanims, probably some more than that, right? Both teams are just perfectly fine with farming up. And both teams are perfectly okay with taking this a little slower. They're gonna start fighting around the 20-minute marker. So right now it's just, you know, let's see who gets more last hits. Let's see who can get a bit of a tempo advantage and then build that into something bigger. Now, at the same time, we actually got a smoke coming out from Tiny and Io, so they might be looking for the Lycan. They don't want to give him complete free farm. And that's generally a good idea. But they are actually not gonna get lucky right here. Lycan already low. He's just gonna fall back, it appears. Maybe not. No, he's not gonna fall back, but Tiny and Io have decided that they rather kill the Queen of Pain again, so they're gonna take that really quick. Lion coming in with the haste. And that's of course just fine. Right, like we're gonna take those. That's a pretty significant kill. And you know, like this is not really that significant yet, but it's a little bit of a lead, right? Like we could take a look at this. It's nothing crazy, right? It's just like, okay, yeah, you know, like one team has more last hits than the other team. Great. But other than that, it's just not that interesting. And like he got so lucky right there. He actually went for that last creep in that camp. And if he had done that, like even a little later or a little earlier, then he would have been dead. Because then Tiny and Io would have spotted him. But they didn't. And it appears I was actually entirely wrong about them just being okay with farming up a little while. These two are looking for kills. They are thirsty and they get it. Drink up the axe, stir them up into a nice little shake. And that's gonna be the power threats for the Tiny. They spot out the Lich on top of that. God, these guys, they are not looking to slow this down at all. And why would they? I mean, it's Tiny Io. How do you go up against that? It's so easy. They move so quickly. They deal so much damage. It's a scary lane. And well, it's not even like a lane. It's more like a combination of heroes. And once the Io hits level 6, oh, he already is level 6. I'm pretty sure these guys are gonna start looking for some relocates. Maybe even get the good old Blink Dagger. Bit of an old school Tiny build, but why the hell not? Bounty at the bottom, they're gonna grab that one. Meantime, the Titan secures the invisibility up top. Yeah, HGT is currently creating a lot of space for the team, and they are establishing quite a bit of dominance, if I'm completely honest. This is not looking great for SPG.NT and Speed Gaming, but the Lycan is actually going to end up being fine. He sees the Titan coming, and looking to turn this around, maybe get the Io, and he gets it. He's really low, but he doesn't need to worry about that anymore. He's just going to be able to run away. The same is not true for the Titaner. And down he goes. Meantime, Storm Spirit snatches a kill on the Darkseer. That took a little while, but, you know, it's Darkseer. It's difficult to kill. Really is difficult to kill. But hey, that worked out pretty well for Speed Gaming right there. They got 2 kills, which is definitely gonna, you know, help them get into the game a little bit. I mean, it's not like they're entirely out of it, right? Like, it's 9 minutes into the game, don't be ridiculous. But they are behind. They are obviously behind. The pressure coming out from the Tiny is just too much. But they managed to turn it around, get a kill on the Isle. Lycan is just gonna speed up his farm, actually. They were looking to slow him down, and now he got free money out of it. And he finishes up his Vladimir's. He's gonna get his boots in a second, I'm guessing. If he's going for boots. Probably gonna get a medallion as well and try to take down Roshan. Which always seems like a great idea. Because Roshan is powerful. And something I'm not too happy with is that Speed Gaming is not actually stacking the... Wait, no. Yeah, Speed Gaming is not stacking the Ancients. I feel like that would be beneficial to them because they do actually have an Axe. An Axe is very similar to a Tidehunter, as in that he can actually kill Ancients pretty early. Right, he is very beefy, he can activate the Berserker's Call for 40 bonus armor. He can absolutely take down an Ancient camp early on. I guess they're not looking to give him that though. And also on top of that, I feel like HGT could do the same thing because Tidehunter is looking to get some money, and if they aren't stacking Ancients, that's gonna not make it easier for them. Especially considering they have that support in the mid lane, right? They got that Io in the mid lane, and Io can just quickly go over here, right? Stack this, hit it once, and then just link up to the Tiny again. Because that link got more than enough range for that. Got TP into the bottom. They're gonna stun up Darkseer and the Axe. Gonna take some quick kills. And yeah, that's 2 more on the board for HGT. Now, I gotta admit, I completely forgot their name, but we're just gonna call them HGT. God. Yeah, these guys don't have a lot of very memorable team names. I gotta admit. Look, come on. Speed Gaming? Really? Hero Gaming Team. Heroic Glory Team. I can read out I can read Glory up here, but I don't know what the other one is. Oh well. So Tiny, he got himself some drums, which seems fine. Makes skanking even easier, and I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a blink dagger, but we're gonna see about that. It really depends on what he wants to do, right? Oh, actually, God, we got a lot going on down here. I'm sorry. I appear to have missed that, but let me just go ahead and skip back really quick. The magic of replays. Storm Spirit jumps in on the Darks here. We just got a finger coming out. It's gonna take him down. Pretty sure that wasn't even necessary. And now the axe is actually gonna turn it around. Blink. Cull. That's gonna be the end of that Storm Spirit. So, a 1-for-1, but definitely in the favor of Speed Gaming. Because they got they got the Storm Spirit killed, which kind of negates the kill he got, and also makes sure that the axe gets some more money. And honestly, that's definitely worth it. Like, that just works out well for them. And you gotta keep in mind, they actually got more money out of that exchange than they lost. Right? Because it works based on net worth of the hero. So, if you take a look at the net worth really quick, you're gonna see the Storm Spirit is right at the top, while Darkseer is at the very bottom. So, Darkseer is worth a lot less money if you kill him than Storm Spirit is. So, let's say they kill this Darkseer for 100 gold, then Axe comes in and kills the Storm Spirit for 200. That means that their team made on 100 gold benefit. And that's just kind of what happened right there. So, Speed Gaming is definitely fine with a trade like that. Oh, Axe misses the blink. Oh my god. Jumps onto the cliff. How does that even happen? Do you have a stun? No, he's just gonna let him be up there. And Lion is invisible. He's truly invisible though. No smoke coming out here. Just an invisibility rune. And they do have detection though. But I'm pretty sure Lion is aware of that, since he just saw the ward getting counter-warded. So he's probably gonna stay away from that. Senshi. Meantime, Queen of Pain is still sitting in the mid lane. This poor lady doesn't really have a whole lot of anything. I would actually be very happy if she just grabbed the point booster. Seems to be a BKB? Ogre Club first, okay. That's probably gonna end up being a BKB then. Because if she was going for Aghanim's, I wouldn't see a reason to get the BKB. What am I saying? The Ogre Club over the point booster. Because point booster is just straight up better. But, hey, if that's what she wants to go for, I guess that's fine. BKB is gonna work well for them. They've got a lot of spells they're going up against. And there's a crazy amount actually. Like, everything Storm Spirit does. Everything Tidehunter does. Almost everything Tiny does. Everything Lion does. Everything Iron does. Right? All of that, I guess except for the buffing. But all of that gets blocked by BKB. It's gonna be an essential item this game. And I don't mind her rushing it. I don't mind that at all. I just see an issue with maybe she's not gonna deal enough damage to be significant. But then again, new Queen of Pain hurts really bad with that ultimate. So, we're gonna see about that, right? I would also love to see one on the Lycan, but it appears he's just going for the good old... Actually, no, wait, that's just gonna be power threats. You know, I wouldn't mind one. Right, just skip the Necro Book for the time being and get the BKB going on. You're gonna need it. You really will need that BKB. It's just how it is. Axe. Yeah, I think Axe should get a BKB. I know that sounds weird, but... Fuck, man. It doesn't matter how tanky you are. Like, if you're just gonna get locked down, like, what's the point? What's the point? And the issue right here is not that their team, right? It's not like HGT has a lot of single target spells, and, you know, if they all blasted on one hero, then that hero is gonna die. No, they have a lot of AoE stuff. They got a lot of very high range, big AoE abilities that are just really terrible to go up against. So... Oh, actually, Blink? Oh my god. So many ultimates used right here. We got the Lich ultimate. I'm not even sure that it connected. The Queen of Pain Scream. On top of the Culling Blade, though, of course, that doesn't really have much of a cooldown. To say, not that at all. Doesn't have one. doesn't have a cooldown. But, you know, still. I managed to snatch a kill on the Tiny, which is definitely worthwhile. And now Axe is actually leading the charge in terms of net worth. So he is looking very healthy right here. And he's about to finish up his Blade Mail. I like that a ton. I mean, if you're not gonna get the BKB, at least get the Blade Mage to turn some of that damage around, right? That seems like a fun idea. And of course, there's always the mentality with Axe. I'm gonna jump in, taunt you, and then you're gonna hit me. So I'm just gonna activate the Blade Mail and return all of the damage you do to me to you. And yeah. Yeah, why not? There's nothing wrong with that. Right, that works well. And the thing is actually that while you're taunting, you're a big target. You just are. Like, you're sitting right in the middle of a fight and you're an issue you need to be dealt with. So if you activate the Blade Mail while that's going on, that's always gonna work out fine for you, I think. Oh, smoke coming out. Do we have a blink on the tide? Yes, 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 we do. They spotted it though, did they? They spotted the lion, that's for sure. Got the toss in the mid lane, just on a creep wave though. And they are still scouting, but the line is visible. So I'm pretty sure Speed Gaming knows of this. Roshan goes down, like he picks it up, but the big Ravage hits 2 heroes. They're gonna get taken down pretty much immediately. 3 heroes dead for Speed Gaming. Lycan and Queen of Pain now coming in and gonna take down the IO at the very least. Tiny next in line. I wonder if they can do this though. Now Anki Smash gonna reduce the damage a ton. And it seems the Lycan is just gonna have to fall back. Actually, Queen of Pain coming in with the Scream. That's not gonna be enough. She's got a double damage, but she's still, you know, not that high on HP. Lycan manages to pick off a kill on the Tide Hunter. So that was a 3-4-2. Could have been worse, but that's still pretty bad. And you know what? It's actually okay. I think that was an okay fight for Speed Gaming. Yeah, I would call that one even. About even. But interestingly enough, Speed Gaming is actually leading the net worth chart now. 3 of the heroes are in front. So, you know, this is interesting, right? Like, they are ahead. I think that's pretty obvious, right? Like, if you just take a look at the net worth chart, they are ahead. If you take a look at hero level, it's kind of even. But if you take a look at net worth, yes, definitely. But it doesn't feel like it, does it? It just seems like they're not in control. It seems like they're playing from behind. And I think that's really a matter of team composition. I don't like the way their team is set up. Since it just struggles so hard getting in on these really stun-heavy, elusive heroes. And I feel like that's going to be an issue. I feel like they're going to struggle with that. Let me be completely honest. I don't think Lycan is that great against Storm Spirit. I just don't see him being that useful. Because Storm Spirit is very quick. And Lycan, yes, he's also quick. But Lycan struggles so bad with getting to hit people. Right, that's always been his biggest issue. He needs to be able to hit somebody. And if he can't hit people, then he just doesn't do anything else. Because that's all Lycan does. He only hits. Nothing else. Oh, quick kill on the Darkseer right here. But that's all Lycan does. And that's just a bit of an issue, I feel. So, that's going to be interesting to see. Actually, oh, Axe. Not going to get the kill, but they get the Storm Spirit. They are gonna get the Storm Spirit, but you know, like, it's just tight until tiny. Like, there's so much stun, so much AoE coming out. I want the BKB on this fellow. I feel like if he gets a BKB, then he can really have a big impact on those fights. But as of right now, like you saw it in the last fight, there was a Lycan running in with an Aegis. HGT just ran away, and that's always the issue, right? Like, that's something a lot of people forget about. If the Lycan is charging at you, you can't just run away. And yes, he's quicker than you. But you can still just run away. Like, that's still an option. Doesn't mean that you can't do that. It just means it's gonna be less effective. But you can still just run away. And, it's gonna be a bit of an issue. Tiny going for the Aghanim's, obviously. Nothing too surprising there. Lycan actually going for a Soul Cuirass. So I do kind of like that. Just saying, okay, you know what, the Necrobooks are simply gonna die during those fights, and I need to help my team survive, so let me get that as Soul Cuirass to give, you know, a lot of armor to my allies. I already got the Vladimirs. I like that. I think that's very nice. And actually, at the bottom, Io gonna get out. Oh, shit. Queen of Pain blasting the ultimate on nothing. In the meantime, Darkseer gets murdered up top. Him and Lich both go down. A brother's death. No, but seriously, that was awful. If you're gonna commit to the Scream, you're gonna make it count, because I got a long cooldown, and you need it during fights. Ooh, well, you know, at the very least she got a BKB now. She does have that, and I would like to see an Aghanims, but I don't know what Queen of Pains go for these days. Like, I think Aghanims is fine. I think Aghanims is really good. but we're gonna see about that. Right.
The Dire just
Yeah.
disowned
Wouldn't be surprised. Could also be an Orchid, which is really solid against the Storm Spirit. Is Storm Spirit going for a BKB? Nah, doesn't seem to be going for it yet. I mean, he's working on something, but... Also quick kill on the axe, but nothing too interesting there. Tide Hunter. Yeah, gonna build a mecha. So, you know, this is just the usual. They're all falling back to farming. This game ended up being a bit more aggressive than I thought it was gonna be. But still nothing too crazy, and, you know, now they're just perfectly fine with getting some money. Aghanim's coming out on the Tiny, so he's gonna start hitting really hard. Like this, look, Aghanims on Tiny is always scary because it's just so much AoE. It's a bit silly. It is, frankly, a bit silly. Lion, he's got his Blink Dagger. Oh, okay, these fellows are starting to come online. We're gonna have a Bloodstone on the Storm Spirit as well. I actually like that a lot. I think if you're gonna build Bloodstone on Storm Spirit, get the Orchid first. Right, just get the Orchid first. You're gonna be able to get some kills with the Orchid. You're not gonna be able to get kills with a Bloodstone. You simply don't deal enough damage. So get the Orchid, then start working on the Bloodstone. You're still gonna be able to get it in time, but this time around you're actually gonna have the benefit of being able to get kills. So your Bloodstone actually does the whole stacking of charges thing, which otherwise it wouldn't do. And that's really what we're looking for, right? So, you know. So, you know, there's always that. Good. Late me on him. You know, this game is just, yeah, that's as expected. We are any interesting items. Mecha, down on the Dark Seer. I saw a Curious done. Oh, this Lycan is really farmed actually. That was pretty scary. I'm actually very surprised that the Queen of Pain is this farmed as well. She got a bit saved up. I wonder what she's going for. I really am. Like, this is gonna be interesting. Could be Orchid, Aghanims. Bloodstone, maybe? I don't know. I don't think Bloodstone would be too great. Probably gonna be either an Orchid or an Aghanims. And it's gonna be an Aghanims, right? Oh no, Sheepstick. Oh, going for the big item. Okay, I like it. No, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. Yeah, that's something I didn't consider, but no, definitely makes sense. Go for that. That's really, really powerful. Sheepstick is one of those items where you can't ever really go wrong with it, so you're gonna be fine. It's gonna be okay. Other than that, you know, it's just the usual. Ion doesn't really have a whole lot of anything. He's got the rune though. I really feel like this Io right now, he just got everything an Io needs. Right, like he's got the bottle, he's got the rune, he's got the magic one. It's gonna be fine. He doesn't need anything else. Like he's got region of the Wazoo. And what else is required of an Io? Right, get the region, you're gonna be fine. That's all you need to worry about. We got a gang squad coming in though, smoked up. So they don't know this is happening. Axe ready to blink. Does he see the Tiny? I don't think he does, no. No, they don't know he's here. It's nighttime, so it's very difficult to tell. And I currently actually don't see anybody on the map except for the Storm Spirit up top. Does the Radiant know? No, they don't know either. So currently both teams are kind of stumbling in the blind. It's a bit difficult, you know, during nighttime especially. It's just like, oh, we don't see shit, man. We can't see shit, but it's about to turn day. So it's gonna be fine. I don't know what's going on here. It seems like Speed Gaming is looking to fight, and I'm actually not surprised that they are. Because Tiny is gonna outcarry them. Tiny, actually Storm Spirit as well. Io, Lion. Like, that's a strong late game team. That is very powerful. I mean, even Tide Hunter actually. Oh, just quick finger. Yeah, it's gonna be the end of that. Lion, gonna go down. Scream of Pain even used. Wait, is it called that? No, Sonic Wave, I'm sorry. That's a Scream of Pain. Ah, same thing. Same fucking thing. But no, even the Sonic Wave used, so they're gonna take that really quick. Gonna take it to the bank and appreciate it. But you gotta keep in mind, it's Tiny. Like, he's starting to farm, he's working on his BKB too. And a Tiny is a scary late game hero. He just cleaves so hard. And I think the Tiny might actually be the sole reason why the Lycan is not going for the Necrobooks. Because Necrobooks would actually be very beneficial against a Storm Spirit, because you can burn through his mana, obviously, right? That's very nice. But against the Tiny, it's just difficult because, like, the cleave is gonna kill the minions. And if he has BKB active, then it just won't really deal damage to him either. And it's a little pointless, to be honest. So, you know, that might be why he's skipping out on it. Maybe he just wants to buff up his team too. But I would not be too surprised if he just doesn't go for it entirely and simply grabs himself a BKB now. Afterwards, maybe go for some more right click. Like Desolator is always an option. You can always do that. And actually seems they get another kill on the axe up top. The poor little fellow, it's always the worst. Like, what do you do against that? Meantime, Io just gonna get murdered at the bottom. He actually got himself a Ghost Scepter. That's very interesting, but not gonna be enough to keep him safe right now. I'm guessing he was hoping to somehow get to the creep wave, but nah man, not happening. Meanwhile, Lycan getting poked by the wolves, but yeah, that's just being annoying now. That's not really gonna do a whole lot of anything. And Roshan will drop. So speed gaming, yeah, they're gonna take Roshan, and I feel like that's where we're gonna see a push. Or maybe after the BKB on the Lycan, something along those lines, but just gonna be put onto the Lycan. That's generally a sign that you're looking to push, not to fight. Because Lycan is not the greatest at using an Aegis during a fight, but he's very good at using it during a push. And we're gonna get to that once they actually start pushing, right? But that's just a little bit of a rule of Lycan. If they weren't gonna push, then I think that Aegis would be better off on the Queen of Pain or maybe the Axe. But hey. Oh, Queen of Pain might actually get caught right here. Invisible Lion sitting right next to her. Storm Spirit coming in, and yep, that's gonna be a quick kill. Finger. And that's the end of the Queen. Long live the Queen, or not. Alternatively not. Oh, Storm Spirit dropping really low. He's gonna get executed right here. Lich ultimate on 2 heroes! And that's gonna be really brutal, but Tiny sitting in the middle. He does have the Aghanim's, he does have the BKB. Ravage used, hits 4. That's gonna be another one down. 3 down already. Aegis Resurrection coming out. Lich next in line. Now it's just the Lion. Actually, Lycan, I'm sorry, same hero, same name. Well, that's actually a 5-4-2 if you consider the Aegis alive. That was awful, awful for speed gaming. If you take a look at that, that is a huge swing in experience. Decent swing in gold, but incredibly large in experience. So that's actually a bit of a problem right there. And well, speed gaming is gonna HGT is gonna take that, and I'm gonna start pushing. Mid tower, it's dropping. Tiny, not interested in committing to it though. He doesn't have any support, and frankly, there's no reason to do that, because he just got that huge fight, which means he's gonna have a lot of money for the next fight, and why rush it? Right? Why rush it? You're in absolutely no rush. You got Tiny. You're gonna be fine. Late game is secured. So why rush? Why risk anything? I wonder what he's going for next. I would like to maybe see a Manta style because of the Lich ultimate. That seems fine. But honestly, there's a lot he can do. Assault Cuirass wouldn't be too bad to deal with the opposing Assault Cuirass. I would like to see that as well. As again, there's a lot that Tiny can do. And a lot he can do in this game specifically. But I think pretty much everything that... Yeah, no, it's gonna be an Assault Cuirass. As you can see, a plate mail. So he just wants to make sure he's got some armor. He just wants to make sure he's got some attack speed. And of course, it's just an all-around fantastic item. So there's not really anything wrong with it. Like, just grab it. It's gonna be fine. Sheepstick coming out on the Queen of Pain. But we got a BKB on the Tiny. We gonna eventually see a BKB come out on CSMJ as well. I'm 100% certain of that. You know, his next item will be a BKB. There's just no question. That is the next item. So... yeah, you know, Hex is still gonna be great. It's gonna be amazing. But let's just see how this plays out. It's gonna be interesting, that's for certain. BKB and Raw Hex. Interesting Queen of Pain build. A bit old school, it really is a bit old school. I gotta admit, I would like to see that Aghanims. Maybe she's gonna go for it next. Aghanims Refresher, blow some people up. I'm just saying, it sounds fun. Oh, Call on the line. Hey, he's just gonna get taken out really quickly. BKB used. Titan, he's waiting for the Ravage, goes for it. Hits how many heroes? I'm not quite sure, but Lich already done. Axe next in line, Tiny pounding into him. It's not enough, the taunt. The big armor buff. In the meantime, in the background, Queen of Pain takes down 2 of the supports. Darkseer also dropped. Lycan now gonna turn around on CSMJ, who's dropping really low. Tries to TP, it's not gonna be enough. That's a 3-4-2 for speed gaming. And I think it's gonna be the end of it. Tiny and Titan are both TP out. And they did well. They did well, but there's only so much you can do. I feel like the Titan maybe went for a bit of an early Ravage. He should have tried to hit the Queen of Pain. And honestly, they should make the Queen of Pain a priority. Right? She's not that tanky. She's just not. Like, she got 1700 HP. It seems like a ton. It's not. Like, you can burst through that really quickly. Just finger her. She's gonna enjoy it. Just trust me on that. And, you know, you take down the Queen of Pain. And now you took away most of their damage. Right? You just did. I mean, the Lycan is still nasty, but take down the Queen of Pain. You're taking away a ton of damage. And then you just kill the rest of them. But they didn't go for that. They tried to kill the Axe, which is probably the worst target to go for, right? Axe is the tankiest hero on their side. Not because of his items, like himself. Like it's a taunt. It's a taunt, right? Taunt gives you 40 fucking armor. Do you know how much fucking HP 40 armor is? Look, you need to have the fucking in there, right? Like, 40 armor is a fucking lot of HP. You need to be careful. Like, if that taunt is going on, you're just not killing him through right clicks. You're not. You need to finger him. And I'm pretty sure Axe is not going to enjoy that as much as the Queen of Pain. So I feel like you're taking something away from the enjoyment of the game, really. So, I'm just saying. Tiny. He's looking to finish up that Assault Cuirass sometime soon, though. And if he gets it, that's going to be pretty big. I mean, Assault Cuirass is really powerful on a hero that has little to no attack speed. He, of course, has the IO to give him some additional power, hitting power, which is great. Like, that's also another reason why this is so powerful, right? But, yeah. I think he's definitely looking forward to the Assault Cuirass. And we got a TP coming in to the bottom. BKB, not even gonna be used. Queen of Pain, just gonna get taken down. Storm Spirit jumps in. But it appears that whoever was around already got away. Yeah, I like it. Just use this ultimate. It's not a long cooldown anymore. This late into the game, 60 seconds, yeah, whatever. Right, it's fine. You're gonna be able to use it again in the next fight. And he actually did get the BKB. Not very surprised by that. So I wonder what he's going for next. I don't think that really the Necro books are gonna pay off at this point. So maybe just get some right click, right? Go for more of an old school Lycan. Basher. Why not? Get the big Basher. It's always solid, gives you a lot of damage, and you do have a crit on that hero. Gotta keep that in mind. So, you know. Bottom tower, meantime, getting pushed down. Yeah, Tiny, he's got this Assault Cuirass. He's looking to finish. He's done with this. He's had enough. He's powerful. He's healthy. He's a giant rock and he ain't afraid of some stupid tower. Isn't even as powerful as a rock as he is. Did you know that Tiny's lore is that he literally grows larger and larger and larger until he's the largest being in the universe? I'm just saying that Tiny seems like a pretty powerful rock. That's all I'm saying. You know? Like, if you're gonna grow larger and larger and larger until you're the largest being in the universe, I'm just saying that is maybe a bit more powerful than a stupid tower. That's all. That is all. But, hey. You know, it's okay. What's Io actually going for? He's got a bunch of money saved up. It's always actually a problem with Io, isn't it? You're just like, I don't have anything to spend my money on. Refresh on the Titan. Going for a bit of a cheeky style here. Like, he doesn't have enough mana for his abilities and items. He just doesn't. The mecha, it's pretty expensive. So he's gonna have to blink in, Ravage, mana. Oh, he's actually gonna get caught right here. Yeah, that's a dead Titan. Ravage used. Oh my god, that is refreshes, but he doesn't have the mana. He just doesn't have it. Tiny goes back in, takes down the Darkseer. Gonna be pounding into the axe right here, but that's not gonna be enough, man. I don't know what that TP was all about. He's still looking to fight the Storm Spirit. Grabs a kill on the axe. Maybe looking for a bit more. Takes down the Lich as well. Meantime, Tiny actually still alive. Somehow. I'm not quite sure how he lived through that, but they managed to turn it around. 3-4-2 in favor of HGT. Yeah, Speed Gaming is not going to be too happy about that one. They thought they had a free kill, and then it turns out that nope. 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 That is a Titan. Titan is going to smack your face and enjoy it. And that's exactly what happened. So, that was a bit unfortunate. Yeah. And they're struggling now. They are. I mean, if you can't win a fight with the Titan, or just basically using a useless Ravage, then I don't know how you really can. And you gotta keep in mind, like, he didn't even get off 2. He was actually free to use the second one, but he didn't have enough mana. This, by the way, is why you always see Force Staff on Titan, right? You always see Blink, Mana Boots, Force Staff, and then the Refresher. That's just because else the hero doesn't have enough mana. He struggles. He struggles. You can't do it. You can do Blink, Mana Boots, Refresher. You don't need the Force Staff, but then you are gonna be a bit dire on the mana, right? It's gonna be a bit difficult at times, and if you're not at full mana before a fight, you just won't be able to do it. And that's what the Force Staff secures, that you're gonna be able to actually get both of those ultimates off, and that's of course pretty powerful. But hey, I'm guessing that we're gonna wait for the refresh to be ready. Titan also gonna farm up his Force Staff, or at least the Mystic Staff. And then I expect to see a push come out from HGT to maybe try to end the game. Tiny is also looking at another item. I wonder what it's gonna end up being. Maybe some crits. You know, maybe go for a bit more additional damage. Crits have always been nice on Tiny. Could also get a Harge or something along those lines. Lifesteal maybe. Nah, Lifesteal is not that popular on this hero. I think there's a good reason for that. You know, it just doesn't work with Cleave. Oh, Storm Spirit actually going in on Queen of Pain. Just gonna run away though. Lycan coming. Relocate. Oh, where is the IO actually? Did he take the Tiny along? Yes. Yes. Oh, wow. Whoa, 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 whoa. They took down the axe? Wait. When? Huh? Okay. Well, that's gonna be a free Roshan, I suppose. Without the axe, I don't see Speed Gaming fighting this. And he doesn't have a buyback.
Radiant's top tower's in bad shape.
Yeah, they can't. They're not even gonna try to. I don't know if they know that this is going on, but even if they do, they can't fight, not without the axe. That was a great pickoff. It's gonna be a free Roshan. Just gonna be given to the Tiny. Actually to the Storm Spirit. You know what, that's fine. That is actually perfectly fine. Storm Spirit is probably the best Aegis carrier in the game. And he also got himself a Gem of True Sight. And turns out I was actually wrong. It's a Scythe of Vice. No BKB. Very surprised by that, if I'm completely honest, but I guess it works. You know, Speed Gaming doesn't have that much disable that gets blocked by BKB, so yeah, why not, right? I can see that being fine. I just thought the BKB was the next logical step, but Sheepstick is okay. So, yeah, this guy obviously knows better than I do, but you know, I'm not even too sure about that. Sometimes I feel like these pro players make some very questionable item decisions. Not so much this game. I feel like this game everything has been pretty spot on. But sometimes I'm just like, yeah, okay, buddy, that is maybe not optimal right there. Oh well. Oh well. So we got a Ghost Scepter actually on Lion. Interesting. Looking to just annoy the Lycan, I suppose. Seems that they think he's the highest priority. Well, why not? And they put the cheese on the Titan. I like that a lot. Because now he can just blink in. Like, use all of his shit. Refresh. Cheese. And then do it again. Like, that's pretty cool. I like that. I think that's gonna be really nice right here. And Tiny, he got himself Daedalus. Oh, actually turns out they're gonna give him the cheese. You know, that's fine. So, this is gonna probably be a deciding push. At least that's what HGT is looking to make it. And they're going for the Queen of Pain! And down she goes. Big Ravage used. The second one coming out. Axe gonna be dropping. Can't do anything right here. Aegis used on the Tiny. Not Aegis, what I'm saying. Cheese. Meantime, Lycan, he's looking to fight him, but that's just not gonna happen. That Tiny is too powerful. He needs to get out of here. Stun. Do we have a finger? No, already used, but do we need it? Probably not. Tiny's gonna take that kill. Actually, Storm Spirit coming back in. Buyback. But I don't see what that buyback can really do. Relocate used. They're gonna go ahead and heal up the Storm Spirit before they finish with this push. Actually, Tiny, he's not afraid. He doesn't care. I'm the motherfucking Tiny. I'm here to push some shit. And he certainly will. The mini barracks, yeah, a few hits later, already dead. Range barracks, down. They're gonna rotate into the mid. 3 heroes are still dead. Lycan doesn't have an ultimate. Quite frankly, I don't see Speed Gaming coming back from this at this point. Probably gonna see a GG come out any second. And, well, maybe not, you know, but these barracks are down. And now, another quick kill on the Lycan. That's gonna seal it. That kill on the Lycan just sealed the deal. And there we go with the GGs. Or maybe not. There we go. Right, it takes a little while. It takes a little while. So, that's gonna do it for today, I suppose. Pretty interesting game. Pretty back and forth. You know what? I enjoyed that one. Tiny, of course, did incredibly well. And this is why Tiny IO is so powerful, right? Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to leave a rating on the video. I would definitely appreciate it. And I hope to see all of you tomorrow.